All right, we're deep in the woods right now. We're looking for some railroad spikes, and we got a hit right here. So Dad already dug a little bit of it, so we're gonna try and find it in here.
We need to run the metal detector over it again.
All right. I'm getting hits right here, Dad.
We're down into the cinders. Okay, run it again.
Right now we're down into the cinders on the railroad grade. Shotgun shell.
You see it?
Yeah. There we go. We got a shotgun shell. Nothing too fancy.
See if there's something else in there.
Let's see. Oh, there's something else.
Run it again in there.
Okay.
See if you find it.
Okay. That means there's something in there. I mean, holy crap. Here, let me see that.
It's like an old bolt.
Some sort of old bolt. Not sure what this is. It's really weird.
Run it in there again.
Here. Okay.
Put it down in that hole again too. Oh, we got everything out of there.
All right.
Right up here.
Well, I'm getting hits right here. But let's go up here. The lower tones mean like there's iron, and the higher pitched tones mean it's like zinc or silver or something like that.
Run it over that first.
Well, it must have been up here. Here, wait. What is that?
Chunk of steel. Test it all.
Big chunk of steel right here, or iron. Here, I'm gonna test it, see if this was the thing. Yeah, it was. A chunk of iron and a bolt. That's what we found so far. So I'm gonna put this in the backpack. Yeah, it's right up on the surface.
There it is. It's the nut. The nut that goes to that bolt.
There we go. Ugh. Well, we found a nut right now.
That goes to that bolt probably.
Probably. This probably goes to that one bolt we found, but I don't know. The hole seems too small for it. Or we found last time we were here about a year ago.
Yeah, we did find one here last time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hit it
Yeah.
again.
Here, I'm pushing this stuff out of the... There we go. Yeah, there's supposed to be a bolt that goes through there and it ties, like, does something to the tracks. Pull up another Edward Hines relic. Here, Dad. Something's in there.
Right here. Another nut. Another bolt.
There we go. Another bolt.
Nut.
Or nut, never mind, sorry. We're finding anything but railroad spikes.
We did find one earlier though.
Yeah, we did. We found two actually. One small one and one like really huge one.
There it is.
There's the nut. Has a lot of dirt on it, but once we get home, we'll clean it up.
That might be a spike.
That should be.
That's
I'm
on
right.
the edge of the grade.
I'm right on it.
Okay. Should be. Hey, check it out. That's what it looks like down in this show. See it?
I can't really see. I don't know how to zoom in on this camera.
I'll pull it out.
Yeah. There we go. Finally, we found it. Our third railroad spike. Here. Here's a close-up of it.
It's from the 1800s right there.
Right from the 1800s. I bet this was probably made by a blacksmith.
So now
Because they didn't have all that technology.
you got, you know the tracker on right here. So
Yup.
what I do, probably through the bolts in the middle. I'd try right in here.
If you want to see what the trail looks like now, that's the trail.
There should be a train going through here.
Yep. Can you imagine there used to be a train going through here? Now it's all overgrown. Just a bunch of brush. Alright, I want to try and get this camera down. There we go.
Try again in here. There's one, there's two.
Oh yeah, we struck the mother lode. You know, when you're starting to place the railroad grade down, they put these big boulders in first, then poured the black dirt over it.
There's some coal.
Here.
From this cinder
Whoops.
coal.
There is...
That's coal
here.
from the train.
There's some coal from the old train that went through here. That's a cool find.
You're on it.
How am I... That's... Oh, wait. Wait. There's rust in there. Yeah, pick that piece of rust up. Well, there's some sort of rust in there.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. There we go, another railroad spike. Alright.
Try it again.
Right over in here. Hello everyone, we're back at the house here. We're done on our little exploration up by Winter on that spur track on our land. And as you can see right here, that's all the stuff we found throughout the years on that spur track. And as you can see, it's a lot of stuff in there. So before I go over all this stuff, I want to tell you kind of the history of the area. So, as you know, Menominee and Hayward were the logging capitals of the United States. So, the timber industry was going down, and there wasn't enough timber to cut anymore. So they turned their eyes east towards Loretta, Draper, Winter, and Park Falls. And by the turn of the century in the early 1900s, the Omaha Railway started to build a branch from Tuscobia, which is north of Rice Lake, to Park Falls. And that took about 15 years to complete. But as the railroad traversed through the towns, as they were building it through the towns, like in Birchwood, for example, they built Y tracks. It kind of went in a Y. So when the train had to turn around, because it was kind of the end of the track there, they had to turn around to go back to Tuscobia. They would take the Y track, they would go in, back out, and then go forward. So when the railroad reached Park Falls, there was probably 50 or more spur tracks going off the railroad going into the woods. And as you were watching the video, the railroad we were metal detecting on was one of those spur tracks. Actually, it was a main spur track. It was called the Stinson Spur. So it was built by A.E. Kaiser in 1909, I believe, and it lasted till 1929. But so all throughout the line there were small little sawmills, but in Loretta, Park Falls, and Rice Lake, those were the big sawmills, and they were owned all by Edward Hines. And there was a bunch of little small logging companies on the railroad, for example, New Dells and Kaiser Lumber Company, and they all had their own spur tracks going through, but Edward Hines Lumber Company was the main one. They were located in the Loretta Draper area. Their first headquarters was in Draper, and then they moved it to Loretta for some reason. I don't really know. But by the late 1930s, early 40s, the timber industry kind of was going down, and they pulled up most of their spur tracks and moved west towards Oregon. And all that was left there was just stumps, basically. So I'll go over this stuff right here. So first of all, I didn't videotape this, but we got something right here that tied down the tracks. And here, it's a closer look. We kind of went by a creek, and it kind of they made sort of a culvert type of deal going kind of across the creek, and we metal detect on the bank, and we found this. And there was a railroad spike hanging out of it, so I thought that was cool. But there must have been 3 going in there. But they're somewhere in the ground right now. So I'll put this down. Then, I'm not too sure what this was right here. That could have been part of a sled or something, because they, when they're pulling up the railroad, they use big toboggans and stuff and horse sleds to pull out the tracks. So this could have been a piece that came off one of the skis or something, because I'm getting dirt all over me. They're iron skis, so I'm pretty positive that might have been part of a ski. And right here is some coal, which I found. I think that was pretty cool finding I found. I'll give you an example of your standard railroad spikes that they had for the spur track. Right here. They had a little one and a big one. Not sure what the big one was for, really. So, these were your railroad spikes. Here's your, here we go. There's your nut. Found a nut for it, for the track. Right there. And then we gotta clean this bad boy off, but this is a bolt that probably went through the nut. And then we found here, right here. This probably held the one of the steel plates, and that probably fastened two rails together for the track. But sadly, we could not find the plate, which was a bummer. But yeah, that's basically all we found, kind of. Nothing more than that. I was hoping we'd find a piece of the rail, but, well, there's this thing, but this ain't a piece of the rail. There's that part, and then there's the other side that kind of looks like a part of the rail. So, yeah, that's about all we found. So, thank you for watching this episode of Coyote Outdoors, and I'll catch you on the next one.